She's a dynamic and empathetic recruiting leader with over a decade of experience building strong teams, meaningful connections, and impactful hiring strategies. Sheena Jester leads recruiting efforts across multiple regions for PetIQ, one of the country's leading pet health and wellness providers, finding top-tier talent in corporate, clinical, and field operations roles. Sheena and her husband Ryan have two beautiful daughters, Oakley and Remy. Let's find out about her worst meeting ever. Sheena, thanks so much for joining us on Worst Meeting Ever. So tell us, what is it like to manage talent recruiting at one of the leading pet health and wellness providers?
Well, I love where I work. It truly is an emotional category, right? People that don't have children themselves have pet babies and pet children.
Right.
So knowing that I'm on mission to help support that is the health of animals and the health of pet parents, and just it's an incredible thing to be able to help with. So as far as my team goes, I have a great team, from manufacturing to field operations to helping recruit contract vets. It's different every day, and I truly enjoy it.
That's awesome. So in the recruiting sphere of what you do for PetIQ, how many candidate meetings would you say you do in an average week?
It varies, right, on the rec load. So I'm a player coach, right? So I do all of our corporate roles. So I would say specifically for myself, anywhere from 5 to 20 candidate meetings a week.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. And then that's on top of, I'm sure, a ton of internal meetings with teammates. And, how many of those do you guess that you're, juggling a week?
Great question. I love the open door policy, right? I truly think, as far as designating meetings with my team, I would say anywhere from 5 to 10 on a busy week. Popping in 5 to 15 minutes, undesignated time that they want to connect, I would say, probably varying 5 to 10 weekly.
So, you add those things together, and that's a lot of meetings that you're juggling throughout the course of a week. So I'm pretty sure you've got a decent candidate for your worst meeting ever. So hit us with that.
Yeah. Well, I like to think, always silver lining, what's a silver lining? What can I learn from this? Why did I experience this? Right. So as far as my worst meeting ever, I would say it was with an external partner. So we were in the process of implementing a new ATS system.
Applicant tracking system. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
So my first time I've ever done that. So I was a little nervous, but I'm like, okay, here to get my feet wet, right? Let's figure it out together. We had the meeting was scheduled from our external partner, and thinking, okay, this is an exploratory conversation, right? I'm learning about what this means for the next phase in our implementation.
Sure.
Well, we showed up to the meeting and there was truly no agenda. No one was owning the meeting. I showed up unprepared because there was no notes. And so for me, my team members and the stakeholders that were making decisions were kind of confused. It was a waste of time, honestly.
Wow.
And so for me, I was thinking, this is a waste of time. And
so
also,
the meeting's called by the outside vendor, and they show up and they're like, what are we meeting about?
Yep. What are we meeting about? And I was like, well, you told me, you scheduled a meeting, right? So again, having grace, right? Having grace and saying, okay, we all can make better decisions moving forward, but next time let's have a clear agenda and make sure that we don't waste each other's time.
Yeah. If this meeting was a movie, what movie do you think it would be?
For an implementation that has, been a struggle for our team, but we have an amazing, incredible team that works so hard together. I would say probably a NeverEnding Story of
technology implementations that are never-ending stories.
Yes.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah. And definitely results in more and more meetings getting scheduled to try to solve that problem. I'm sure.
Right.
That's something else. So what was kind of the outcome? You get into this meeting, there is there's no agenda, there's no plan for the meeting. The vendor is supposed to be the one on point working to implement the ATS, inside of your firm. what was the outcome of that? Like, did it spawn another meeting? How did you move on from there?
Good question. So it was specifically, we had actually at that point, our ATS was already implemented, but it was specific to position management. So essentially, if you think about it, position management is, hey, we have 5 seats. We need to make sure that we have the availability to put these candidates or now employees in these 5 seats.
Sure.
So they were looking to make that decision that day that meeting was made, right? And so for me, I did not have enough education around what this looked like in their system to make a decision or take it back to my manager and make that decision. So it was, let's set up another meeting, let's have an agenda, and let's make sure that we have maybe a demo available for our team to make an educated decision. So it spurred on additional meetings after that.
Yeah, for sure. But maybe one that was a little bit more prepared. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say were your biggest takeaways from that experience?
Yeah. For me personally, I never want to say I've arrived. I always want to remain curious. So for me, I should have pried a little bit more before the meeting to say, hey, what are we meeting for? There's no agenda in the notes. So for me as a manager, I need to make sure I'm protecting my time and my team's time. So maybe an email or an agenda before the meeting. And then also I think the takeaways are, what's the timeline? Where are the demos? Like making sure we have everything in place before all of us set aside an hour of our day.
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Well, let's flip the coin. Tell us about your best meeting ever.
Yeah, I like talking about good things. So this is fun. Well, as I mentioned, I work with some great people, right? So we have what we call weekly L10s, which are essentially for our department and HR. All the managers meet to discuss pertinent details and things that we're working on or things that we need to execute on. So it's myself and our VP of HR and some of our business partners and our payroll manager, right? We also have a couple managers that are in our manufacturing locations. So we all gather and just discuss what we're working on, right? What are we trying to solve? What are specific things that we need to be aware of? Some changes that we need to be working through. So it's called our L10 and I look forward to it every week, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What are the elements of that meeting that just makes it one that you look forward to? Because it's not just the things you're talking about, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would say we have an agenda.
Okay.
We have an agenda. We have things we're trying to solve.
Yep.
And for myself, also a little cherry on top is we talk about something personal and professional that is a highlight for us. So we kind of get to know our managers more outside of just work. It's like, what's been going great for you personally? Or what are you looking forward to this week? And I think that personal element in HR is so important. So that, and then also the agenda piece for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So getting to know people as people and then going in with a game plan about what you're going to do.
Right.
That sounds really, really energizing. You mentioned L10. Now that's like one of the key components of EOS or the entrepreneurial operating system. So tell us more about how PetIQ uses EOS.
Yeah. Well, we all want an agenda.
Yeah.
Right. So we all have things we need to solve. So how do we IDS things, right? How do we identify and solve these things that we're working through? So truly, PetIQ has worked through EOS, and I'm not sure if it'll stay, but I think right now it's working, right?
Yeah.
We're constantly evolving and also in AI, which is exciting.
Yes.
So as far as EOS goes, again, we show up and we have an agenda. We have a good and a good professionally and personally that we share.
Yep.
We have IDS, what are we trying to identify and solve? We have other items that we're working through that we're transparent in the conversation that we itemize. And we all use a project management platform as well to make sure that we're all aware of maybe what we need to be prepared for coming into the meeting.
Yeah. So for people who maybe aren't using EOS, talk a little bit about does it have kind of principles or tools as a part of the EOS framework to kind of plan and run better meetings?
Yeah. For us right now, I would say we're primarily using an external project management platform that we use internally for marketing or what we call marketing PIFs. So if we're sending in a PIF for a marketing material, but that's primarily what we're using currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, Sheena, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. You've been so generous with your time, and it's been a blast to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Worst Meeting Ever is brought to you by Contio. What if AI could kill your broken meetings? Find out how at Contio.ai.